So my name is Ivaylo Kastchiev. I work in the Bulgarian Energy and Water Regulatory Commission. Bulgaria has a population of around 7 million people. It is divided into 28 administrative regions, and we have also a total of 265 local municipalities. Here on the slide, you can see some general information about the water and sanitation sector of Bulgaria. Entire population of Bulgaria is connected to public water supply networks. About 74% of the population is connected to sewage, and 63% of the population receives wastewater treatment services. Now, historically, water and sanitation service provision in Bulgaria has been organized on a regional principle until 1989. We had 28 regional operators. They were state-owned, 27 of them, and in the region of Sofia, which is the capital of Bulgaria, we had municipal operator. After 1989, after the regime ended, processes of decentralization started, and some of the local municipalities decided to establish their own water operators, so they went out of the service area of the regional operators. So this process went until 2009, when the Minister of Regional Development and Public Works, which is the line ministry in Bulgaria for the water sector, declared designated service areas of 51 public operators. So this is the starting point about consolidation processes in Bulgaria. So at that time, there were 29 state-owned companies. Some of them are partially owned by the municipalities, but the state has a majority vote in them. We had 21 small municipal operators and one public-private partnership in Sofia municipality. In Bulgaria, also private companies can provide small-scale water and sanitation services in the designated service areas of the public companies, but I will not focus on this process. How was the sector organized? Until 2005, the tariffs were set by the owners of the operators. So the line ministry of regional development and public works, which is the principal of the state-owned companies, set the tariffs of these companies, and the municipalities set tariffs for their own operators. There was no quality regulation. After 2005, the existing energy regulator started to regulate the quality and the tariffs of the water and sanitation services on a national level. And at that time, the operators owned the water and sanitation assets. They were in their balance sheet. Here on the slide, you can see some general information about the ministries involved in the sector: the Ministry of Regional Development and Public Works, the Ministry of Environment and Water, and the Ministry of Health. I will not speak a lot about this. So in 2009, so-called water reform started in Bulgaria. There were changes in the Water Act, which requested that all water and sanitation assets should become a public ownership of the state and of the local municipalities. So the water operators had to sign off these assets from their balance sheet, and they had to be acquired by the public owners. The criteria of division of ownership was if certain asset supplies more than one municipality, then it has to become a state ownership. And if the asset supplies only the local municipality, then it should be owned by the municipalities. In those service areas where the ownership of the assets was divided between the state and the municipalities, according to the Water Act, a new body had to be established, the Water Association, which had to play the role of the asset owner. It includes representatives of the state and all the municipalities in this service area. So this new body had to choose an operator, had to sign a delegation contract with this operator for asset management and service provision. And it also has to plan the future development of these assets. Now, in the service areas where the assets belonged only to the municipality, it remained control of these activities. For the first 5 years, during 2009-2013, these legal requirements were not implemented. They started to be implemented after 2014, after additional amendments in the law. Now, EU funding in the water sector in Bulgaria is a very important topic. So in the first program period, 2007-2013, the beneficiaries of the projects were the local municipalities. But for the current period, 2014-2020, this scheme was changed because of the poor results and inconsistent planning. European Commission requested that regional approach should be introduced, including consolidation of operators inside the administrative region, preparation of a regional project that should be financed by the program, and it should cover all the respective agglomerations. So at that point in 2014, we have consolidated operators in 16 of the 28 administrative regions, and they are beneficiaries of the projects with EU funds. In the other 12 administrative regions, we have the case of a regional state-owned operator that provides services to most of the municipalities in this region, but some of the municipalities have their own small municipal operators. So the usual case would be that one or two municipalities in the region are served by small municipal operators. And the extreme case in one region of Pazardzhik with 11 municipalities, we have 9 operators. The regional company has 3 municipalities, and each one of the others has their own operator. Now, these changes in the law, they started to be implemented between 2015-2017. All the regional water associations in the 27 regions were established. In the Sofia region, this role is played by the municipality. They selected existing public companies and concluded delegation contracts under the Water Act. So the operators signed off the water and sanitation assets. They were acquired by the public owners. And during that period, some of the municipalities that had their own operator decided to join the regional water associations by becoming their members. Now, the process that had to be played included that the association had to sign next to the delegation contract with the public operator, the regional operator. They had to state the date when the regional operator will start to provide services in this new municipality, the new member, meaning that the existing municipal operator had to stop their activity or transform and to be used by the municipality for other services. This entire process took 2, 3, in some areas, more than 4 years to be implemented. And in reality, we achieved full consolidation in only 4 of these 12 not consolidated administrative regions. In all these 4 regions, there was only one municipal operator. So the municipality became a member of the water association, and the regional operator started to deliver services in this municipality. So these municipal companies stopped the provision of services. We also had some partial consolidation activities in other regions, but without achieving full consolidation. So how many public operators exist now in Bulgaria? This is a very interesting question. You remember that 2009, there were 21 municipal operators. So 11 of these 21 municipalities joined the water associations. But in reality, only in 6 of the municipalities, the existing small municipal operators stopped providing services. So these municipalities are served by the regional operators. In other 5 of the municipalities, even though they are members of these water associations, their municipal companies still continue to provide services. So let's say with no delegation contract and no clear status. In the other 10 municipalities, the case is as follows. 5 of these municipalities arrange their status, meaning that all the water and sanitation assets are owned by these municipalities. So they manage service provision. So they selected the existing municipal companies and signed delegation contracts with them. And in the other 5 municipalities, the ownership of the assets is spread between the state and the municipality, which means that the water association has to be established for these municipalities, which is not done. So the existing municipal companies still continue to provide services with no clear status. We have now the opposite process going on. Since 2020, many municipalities that are members of the water associations, they want to leave them and to establish their own operator. But according to the law, there should be unanimity of the vote of the association to allow certain member to exit, and this process doesn't happen. So due to the fact that in Bulgaria we don't have a licensing regime, there should be a registration regime which is not implemented. It is very difficult to say at the moment how many operators we have. Now, the regulator approves business plans and tariffs of those operators that comply with the legislation. They have service area, then work under delegation contract. So currently we have 33 companies that fulfill these conditions, 28 regional operators, the PPP in Sofia, and 27 state-owned, and 5 municipal companies. For the other 12 operators that still continue to provide services, we have, as I mentioned, the following cases. 7 operators, including 1 state-owned and 6 municipal, operate without delegation contract, with no clear status. And 5 operators, including 1 state-owned and 4 municipal, should have ended their activities as operators, as the municipality they serve has joined the regional water association, but they still continue to operate with no clear status. So this is my last slide.
Thank you.
Yes, so the main driver for consolidation in Bulgaria was the EU financing. So the state strategy was that Bulgaria should have 28 operators, each 1 operator per administrative region. In reality, what happened during this consolidation is that the operators that were consolidated, they didn't achieve any positives of this consolidation. And most of them, they received only negative impact of extending their service into 1 more municipality. At the same time, almost half of the administrative regions in Bulgaria have declining population and reduction of economic activity. So even though we achieve a consolidated operator in these regions, we cannot expect sustainable service provision in the future. But we still don't have a debate for consolidation of 1 operator for several administrative regions. What would be the possible solutions for a future consolidation process in Bulgaria? The first thing is to change the legislation and to allow only 28 designated service areas. This was suggested in a project of a new law, but there is a certain resistance from the municipalities. The other possible scenario would be to introduce a licensing regime, including minimum number of population served that can act as a basis for consolidation, like it was done in Hungary. But due to the political turbulence at the moment, we cannot say how this process will continue. Thank you.